3. I think I'm going to add one more piece that I didn't actually think about the first time, but I know we're looking for one more song for your guild program, and there is a song that works a little bit with arpeggios. It's a period piece, and so it would be a nice little piece if you decided you want to add this one. So first, get out your performance book. This way, while I play this one, you can follow along and just kind of see the notes. It's a ABA, as you can see it. That, well, hopefully you push pause and you have the book now. It's an ABA, so you can see at the end of the piece you have a DC Alfine. So those are easy to memorize because, you know, the first part you do 2 times, which makes it kind of nice, and it's a little bit predictable. So I'm going to play the Fanfare Minuet. It's the very last piece in your performance book, but it's a nice little piece and you might like it. Now, this one I didn't practice beforehand, so we'll see what happens. So it's not terribly hard to play, and you get a chance. The right hand has the arpeggio here, only we got all those repeated notes in between, but your right hand is just doing that C major arpeggio, and then the left hand gets to go, and then you're going to do this again, the C. So you're doing this, the right hand C arpeggio going up and your left hand C arpeggio going down, and you could do a G1 there too. So I like how in a simple way it's going to help review those fingerings for you. It might be worth giving that a try since you have that at home. It probably just depends on how much you got done on the things that you were working on before break or during break. So if you're ready to have one more new song. But I'd probably, instead of, I know sometimes the way you go about doing these is you pick one and then work on that one, and maybe you won't get to the next one. But in this case, I think I would like you to try to at least try to play this one and don't put it off, just because I haven't gotten the card to tell us when the guild is, but I would rather you had more time than less time if this is the song that you think you might like to work on. And this, again, would probably balance your program out nicely with a period piece that's not terribly hard to learn. So there's that. Now these other two you don't have the music for. They're by a composer whose name is Kevin Olson. And a couple of years ago, when I was still doing formal recitals, one of the years, every once in a while I would do the recital and everybody would play a piece by the same composer. So I did that with Vandal, who you're playing the other piece, the I think it's a Tarantella. So I did that with him, and so I haven't returned to his pieces since then, but I forgot how much I really like them. So this first one is called Sneaking Around, and this one just has a lot of personality to it. I think it's got a lot of, it can have a lot of drama. I may or may not be able to pull that off today. I practiced a couple times, so we'll see how it is. So I'm going to play you this one called Sneaking Around, and then I'm going to do another one from this book, and it's a different style. So he writes at the beginning, have you ever tried to tiptoe somewhere very quietly so you're not heard? This piece imitates the sound of sneaking around. And so if you can imagine, it's going to have some staccato notes in it. forgot I've got my camera monitor thing there. And you get to play the very highest C on the piano. I think that one's just lots of fun. It was fun to play, and I think it's interesting the way he composed it. Okay, so totally different style. This one is called Monument Valley. He is from Utah, and there is a place called Monument Valley in Utah, and he describes it as one of the most photographed spots on Earth. A desert valley with unusual sandstone formations, mesas, and buttes. So, notice the different styling of this. Notice what you hear that maybe sounds the same pattern-wise that would make it pretty easy to learn. So, two different style pieces. In fact, all three of them are really different. All three of them have things that I like about them, whether it might be the patterns that you play, like this one. I like how the pedaling kind of melds the sounds together because we got a stepping thing in the pattern. I liked the sneakiness of the sneaking around, particularly how he used accidentals in that. You can't see the music, but hopefully you could hear how it was playing some things like flatted to make it sound more mysterious. So think about those songs, and when I see you the next time, what I'd like to do is have you pick one of them and we could start it. And then hopefully it's going to be one that we'll be able to learn quickly enough to put in that last guild spot. So have fun. I hope you enjoyed one of them at least. Knowing you and how musical you are, I have a feeling you'll probably like all of them. And you know what? We have time. We'll just pick one to work on right now that we think we can manage. And then, and actually while I was reading through this, I found this really fun jazzy piece that has some chromaticism and triplets in it. And so that's way too much for us to work on, but I'm thinking, oh, that might be a fun summer piece to work on. So anyway, ideas, things that we can do, but I hope you have a fun practice week, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.